Hello, guys, and welcome here to Out of Turn 4. I'm Brian here. Sorry, I'm just going to warn you right now, this is going to be a short episode just because I'm kind of recording last second. It's 8:40 in the morning when I'm recording this. I actually have to run off to work very soon. So with that, let's tell you what's coming up in this episode. There's really not going to be any rumors or silly season notes addressed here today. But IndyCar at Gateway will be discussed, and then as well as NASCAR at Gateway and Michigan. And of course, we will have our predictions for Daytona this upcoming weekend, so you won't want to miss this coming up here. So let's start off with the IndyCar at Gateway. Joseph Newgarden is the winner of the IndyCar at Gateway race, and it was kind of a big day for Pato O'Ward in two different ways. Of course, not only did he finish second in the race, but his two closest championship competitors, Alex Palou and Scott Dixon, were both involved in a wreck with Rinus VeeKay, and both did not finish the race. Pato O'Ward is now the new IndyCar points leader. And of course, Scott Dixon has fallen to fourth. He's almost a race out of it. So essentially, it is right now Alex Palou, Pato O'Ward, and Joseph Newgarden in this battle right now. And then, of course, you've got Scott Dixon and Marcus Ericsson. They are kind of hanging on to the tail end of this battle right now, and it's going to get interesting, I think. Of course, we head to Portland next. I believe then we've got Laguna Seca, and then we've got Long Beach to wrap up the season. So I'm excited. I wonder what's going to happen next. Honestly, this is going to be a thrilling battle to the finish. I don't know if there's double points at stake necessarily at Long Beach, but if there isn't, this could get interesting. Very, very interesting. I mean, double points would just add to it, but nonetheless, I'm excited to see what's going to happen in these coming weeks. Palou, he's had a great year, but man, oh man, he has struggled these last few weeks here. And half of it hasn't even been his fault. The engine issues got him a grid penalty. He's gotten kind of involved in other people's messes, and I want to see Palou win a championship. Don't get me wrong. In his second year, it would be great to see him win a title. But right now, I mean, I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of rooting for Pato in a way, because Pato, of course, he's part of that Arrow McLaren Schmidt Peterson group, and I think a championship for them, a championship by Arrow McLaren Schmidt Peterson, very well establishes them as, if they weren't established as a top team before that, they are now. If this happens, they will officially establish themselves as a threat, maybe, just maybe, ahead of Andretti Autosport, but right in that picture, of course. So I sure hope it happens. We'll see what happens. And of course, Portland is a few weeks away. It'll be September 12th when the NFL season kicks off. And I believe that race will be on the main network before NFL. So fingers crossed that they finished on time, because you know how NBC works. The other big news out of IndyCar, of course, I will actually address this real quick. IndyCar will return to Gateway next season. Hy-Vee will be the backing sponsor there. They will back both races. We needed Iowa back on the schedule. As much as, I mean, I can't deny that. We needed Iowa back on the schedule. We needed another oval. A double header, though. I'm not going to say I'm against it, but I will say that, again, I think Gateway would have been the better option than Iowa to host a doubleheader. I just hope that this isn't the only oval IndyCar will add, because they need to add more than just Iowa. So if their solution is just going to be double headers for all the ovals except Indy, it's not going to be a plausible solution. I don't think. It's kind of just putting duct tape over the problem. But of course, let me know what you think about all that in the comments. Let's move on, though, to NASCAR at Gateway, Michigan. Of course, the Trucks had their doubleheader this season with the IndyCar series at Gateway. Normally it's at Texas, and it has been for years. But Gateway is now the home of that doubleheader. Trucks raced Friday night, and Sheldon Creed will be moving on in the Truck Series playoffs. He wins the race at Gateway. Of course, the significant part of this race, of course, not only was Austin Hill involved in a wreck, but now, of course, the other significant news here is that there was a power outage at the track mid-race. And, of course, this was, I believe, after stage 1 we had the power outage. Someone crashed outside of the track and crashed into a light pole. By the way, hope that person's okay. I don't know exactly the extent of it. I just heard that it was because of an accident outside of the racing facility. It knocked out the timing and scoring, and it knocked out the lights on the backstretch. But for Sheldon Creed to advance, I think it shows that he's still a threat for this championship. He's still in this battle. By all means, he is. And now it's going to be, of course, keep in mind, he's still got to go into the second round of the playoffs. He's still got to win a race there at least. But he does not have to worry anymore. He won a race. He's in the round of 8. Granted, your chances of getting knocked out were low. But I think it establishes that he's still a threat. Might not be an immediate threat, but he's a threat for the title. So, of course, we'll see what happens in the coming weeks. AJ Allmendinger won a very exciting NASCAR Xfinity race at Michigan. That race took 2 overtimes to complete, maybe 3. I hope I'm counting right. But AJ's third win this season. It's his second win in 7 days, of course. Colleague Racing just won a cup race the other day, and I never thought I'd be saying that on this show this soon. I knew eventually I'd be saying it, just not this season. I didn't expect it. Of course, he beat out all the junior motorsports guys, and he held off Brandon Jones in the late going there. So, congratulations to AJ, and I'm telling you, no one celebrates like AJ Allmendinger, and that's what makes him so exciting to watch on track, and I love it. I'm telling you, I love seeing him so animated and so energetic to win races and whatnot. So I'm happy to see that win. He deserved it. He fought for it. So congratulations to him. On the Cup side, Ryan Blaney picks up the win. Now, I didn't watch a minute of this Cup race. I'm not going to lie. I had to work all day. But Ryan Blaney wins at Michigan. He got his second win of the season. And, of course, that's important as now we enter the Cup Series playoffs after next weekend. With that, Ryan Blaney solidifies his spot and kind of moves up the grid in a way. So now he has moved up, in the playoff running order, of course. Very important to have all the playoff points you can have. I don't know if this establishes him as a viable threat for the championship, but I think it shows people that Ryan Blaney is a little bit better than everyone thinks he is. Of course, next season with Brad Keselowski gone, he's going to have to step up a little bit more, and I think, I think this race at Michigan, he showed he very well could do that. And we'll see, of course, can he carry this into the playoffs? Can he carry this into next season? That's the big questions that will be answered in the coming weeks, as well as next season. And of course, it's been a pretty rough year if you're in a Ford, because it's been a Toyota and Chevy season, mostly a Chevy season. So, but with that, of course, also the other big news, speaking of Fords, Kevin Harvick is now locked into the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs on points. And there's only one spot remaining for the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. Of course, and Tyler Reddick holds that spot at the moment over his teammate Austin Dillon. Oh boy, it's tough to be in that situation entering Daytona, because now you're battling your teammate for the playoff spot. And, that's all I got to say is it is a tough spot to be in. I envy Richard Childress greatly right now, because, we know who he's rooting for. He's rooting for his grandson, but, to see Tyler Reddick get in, oh boy, you got to wonder what their strategy is going to be here. You really got to wonder that, actually. You've really got to wonder what their plan is going into Daytona, because if you win the race with Tyler Reddick or Austin Dillon, you're in the playoffs. But if someone like Ricky Stenhouse, who is a threat every time we go to Daytona, if you allow, Ross Chastain, he's won a race at Daytona before in the Xfinity Series. He can do it again. But if you allow one of those guys to win, both your guys are out. So I guess in a way you're going to be playing defense throughout the race. So we'll see. And of course, Austin Dillon still in the battle. He's really the only one that can get in on points, assuming no one wins or no new winners on Saturday night. But Austin Dillon, of course, was a threat to win at Michigan, and he was wrecked by his teammate Joey Logano after stage 2, or wrecked by Joey Logano. Logano was sympathetic, but at the end of the day, I know he was side drafting, he was trying to race close. It's the art of the package right there. I'm just glad that he owned up to it. I'm really glad that he owned up to it, because let's face it, normally Joey Logano's kind of the I don't give a shit kind of driver. Or, I'm sorry, it was Brad Keselowski, by the way. I thought so. So, sorry, it was Brad Keselowski that wrecked Austin Dillon. And I'm glad Brad Keselowski took ownership of that. And, of course, so my apologies, guys. I got to tell you, I just woke up before recording this. So that is why I'm a little off today. But with that, I know we're only 13 minutes in. I told you guys it's going to be a short show today, just because I'm recording last second. I got to run off to work soon. We're actually cutting it real close on time. So let's make our picks for Daytona. The NASCAR Xfinity race, Justin Haley, I think, will win that race. He's won at Daytona. He's won a race at Daytona the last 2 seasons. Of course, he won the Cup race in 2019 with Spire Motorsports, and he won the NASCAR Xfinity race there last season. I think he gets the job done again. It's hard to go against him there. And then, of course, we got the NASCAR Cup Series at Daytona, and this one was a tough one. It was really a tough pick. But to be honest, I don't want to lean toward any spoiler or toward any upset winners right now, because I feel like my money is best placed on a Hendrick car, and with that, I'm going to bet on William Byron winning at Daytona. My pick is William Byron. He is going to win the race. He won the race last season. He's been close this year. I think he just needs one more win to really establish himself. And I think he gets that at Daytona on Saturday night. Of course, we will be back next Tuesday here with another episode of Out of Turn 4, and I promise you I will not record last second. So with that, thanks for watching. Goodbye, everyone.